Hello and welcome to Matt's Mission Marine, your home for my take on boats, waterways, and interesting conversations along the way. Today we are here at beautiful Jordan Lake in central North Carolina. If you've ever dreamed of catching a largemouth bass, I'm going to introduce you to the only person you need to call here in the Triangle area, Joel Munday with Outdoor Expeditions USA. So let's strap on those life vests and let's get going. All right, so go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us who you are and what your business is.
Got you. Hey, I'm Joel Munday with Outdoor Expeditions USA. I offer fishing trips on Falls Lake, Jordan Lake, and Shearon Harris in the Raleigh, North Carolina area.
Okay. And why those three lakes in particular?
It's always lived really close to all three. I'm positioned in Holly Springs, so they're in close proximity. I try to guide close to where I live there, so I can kind of keep in tune with what's going on with the fish. I don't feel like I could do a really good job doing some of the other great lakes that we have in the area, like Carr and Gaston. It's just a little bit too far to kind of keep your finger on the pulse of that.
Okay. All right. What made you want to become a fishing guide versus, say, tournaments or just fishing as a hobby?
Gotcha. Yeah. So I've always enjoyed fishing in general. I enjoy being around people. I've got a sales and marketing background. And it really just kind of went in with that. I saw a window of opportunity. I did my very first trip back in the late 90s. I watched Raleigh grow over the years, and it was just kind of a niche market that I was able to get into, and just really enjoy being around folks and teaching them how to fish.
What are some of the challenges that you face being a fishing guide?
I'd say the number one challenge is trying to work around the weather. Our weather here in North Carolina is as you well know, really unstable most of the time and very hard to forecast. So it makes planning and things like that kind of tough. That combined with just everything from all the other variables, from water levels and fishing pressure and conditions, and sometimes you're tasked with having to take someone that doesn't have a lot of fishing experience and try to put them on that good bite. So it can be challenging in a lot of ways, but I would say weather's probably the number one.
Okay. Do you fish a lot on your own?
I do more in the winter time than any other time. On this time of the year, usually by March, I'm very, very busy. I've been fortunate to be busy and been doing it a long time. So I'm on the water guiding usually, sometimes up to twice a day, 5 to 6 days a week. So I do get out in the wintertime to fun fish and still enjoy it very much.
All right. And what makes a great fishing spot?
That's a good question. A lot of what I see that makes the biggest difference in the fishing spot is just the cover that's available and around it, and being close to deeper water in most cases helps. Depends on the time of the year, but we're usually looking for hard bottom areas. This time of the year, we're here in April and the fish are trying to spawn, so they're moving up in places like this that'll have a hard bottom. Shallower water is what we're kind of looking for. So but it's all about really just trying to cover water and figure out what piece of cover that they're on or relating to at any point in time. So a lot of good things go into making a good fishing spot. But I'll say the biggest thing is probably the availability of cover and a hard bottom situation in most cases.
Much of my audience is going to be that novice boater or fisherman. What's your number one tip for someone just getting started?
Got you. I think the biggest thing mistake I see people that are new to it making are buying the cheapest equipment that they can get. And I think that's a big mistake. I think you're starting yourself off on the wrong foot. always give yourself the best advantage that you can. You don't need to go out and buy a $500 setup, but get yourself a quality setup and something you can plan on using and will last you a while. A setup like this is this is a 13 fishing setup. You can get into this setup for under $200. It's 7 foot. It's a medium heavy action rod. I've got it spooled, this particular rod, with 30-pound braid going to a 12-pound fluorocarbon, and it'll last. I run these rods all the time for clients, and it'll last a long time. If you take care of it. So I think the biggest thing, number one thing, is start out with a good, the right tools for the job.
Okay, so the Lowrance pro staff team, how did you become affiliated with them?
Okay, I got invited to become part of that from Mike Corbishley. He is one of the reps at Lowrance. I use the electronics even before I was with them. I've always used Lowrance electronics. So it became a good opportunity for me to showcase the product in front of multiple clients a year, and then so it's worked out good for the both of us, I think.
Also, I saw on your website that you're a regular contributor to the Carolina Sportsman magazine. What are the main topics you write about?
Yeah, so I get interviewed by usually Tony Garetta or Dusty Wilson, a couple of the local writers, and it runs anything from we've done specific articles on, like for instance, summertime fishing on Falls Lake was one that really was really popular. Talked about ledge fishing and things like that. Got very detailed, and as simple as a fishing forecast for the month of April or May, something like that. So they'll call and just ask for basic, where are they going to be, what should you expect, lures to throw, and that type of thing.
And what organizations do you work with to help maintain these lakes?
Got you. So I've been fortunate to be invited to be a part of the board with North Carolina Wildlife Resources Commission, and currently they're working to reestablish some cover artificial reefs and things like that back into Harris Lake, since as most people know, the hydrilla and things like that have been taken away from that reservoir. So very, very fortunate to be able to be a part of that. They've reached out to me for input, and I've learned a lot, and I've got to pick the brains of some of these biologists and all, so it's been really, really fun, and proud to be a part of that.
And what's the best way for someone to reach you if they want to go ahead and book a charter with you?
It's outdoorexpeditionsusa.com or haulingbass, HAULINGBASS.com on the web. For scheduling, call 919-669-2959. Be happy to have you. I do bass fishing trips as well as family fishing trips. So appreciate the opportunity.
As you can tell, Joel has a wealth of knowledge. He's been doing this a long time, and he can surely put you on the fish. All of his contact information is listed below in the description, so make sure you give him a call, send him an email, or go online and book a charter with him. As always, don't forget to subscribe, like, and ring the bell so you don't miss any of our content we have coming forward. We'll be seeing you on the water soon.